let us understand the concept of free fall and weightlessness. Now, to understand this, we know that Earth is surrounded by atmosphere. That means whenever any asteroid comes with very high velocity towards the Earth, we know it gets burnt, right? That means the first force acting on that object was the air resistance. And we know that the Earth's gravitational force will actually pull it towards itself. That means the second force acting on it is the Earth's gravity. Right now, that object was falling towards the Earth and there were two forces acting on the body, Earth's gravitational force and air resistance. Now, this fall in which two forces were acting on the object is not called as a free fall. What is a free fall? To understand this, let us go to Moon. It is so different on the Moon. We know that Moon doesn't have atmosphere. Now, since it doesn't have atmosphere, it has only gravitational force. Now, I have a stone in my hand right now. If I drop this stone, it will fall down only because of the Moon's gravitational force, as there is no atmosphere over here. That means only one force is acting on the object right now, that is Moon's gravitational force. Such a fall is called as a free fall. So what is the definition of a free fall? Whenever an object moves under the influence of the force of gravity alone, it is said to be falling freely. We've just understood what free fall is. Now we'll understand what is weightlessness and how free fall is related to weightlessness. You might have seen that astronauts actually float in the spacecraft. Is this the case that there is no gravitational force where they are in space? This is not the case. Gravitational force is acting on them, but still they appear to be floating. This concept is related to free fall and weightlessness. Let us now understand. So assuming that this lift that we have is a spacecraft. So here the door opens and a person goes inside the lift, and he can actually go in the upward direction or in the downward direction. Assuming he went up, now he wants to go down. So the lift now, you see, is going down. When the lift is going down right now, you know that for some amount of time, we feel something inside our stomach, but then we start feeling normal. So what we need to understand over here, that when we are standing on the floor, we feel normal. When we are standing on the floor, we feel normal. That means we can feel our weight. But you might tell me that, sir, we can never feel our weight. It's so normal for us. It is normal because you are used to it. That means when you are feeling the weight, you are used to it. That means when you feel normal, you are feeling the weight. Why and how? Let us understand. Let us assume that this man is actually exerting a force of 700 Newton on the floor. Now, this floor will exert same equal amount of force but in the upward direction, that is 700 Newton. And this force is called as the reaction force, or we can say normal reaction force. So that means whenever we have a reaction force on our body, we feel our weight. Which brings us to the conclusion that whenever there is reaction force, that means we feel our weight. Then what if the reaction force is not there? So if there is no reaction force, there will not be any weight. And if there is no weight, that means weightlessness. That means for weightlessness, there should not be a reaction force. That means this floor shouldn't be there. So let's do one thing. The ropes at the top, let us cut the rope and see what happens. Now here you see that the lift and the person both are falling down, but here you see that this man is now floating inside the lift. Now, if we remove the air, that means there is vacuum, right? That means the lift and the person both are in a state of free fall. So if both are in a state of free fall, you see that the man is appearing to be floating inside the lift. So this is the same thing that happens with the astronauts in the spacecrafts. The spacecrafts are actually falling towards the Earth, but they are not able to fall on the Earth since they are moving with certain amount of velocity. So what conclusion do we have over here? Whenever we have free fall, we will feel weightlessness. That means free fall is nothing but weightlessness, and weightlessness is nothing but free fall. Hope you've understood this concept.